Alright everyone, welcome back. Hope you all had a great weekend. It feels like it's been forever since I made a news video, because what with the PTS and covering all of that new stuff, that was pretty much the news, I guess. So today I just wanted to go over every little bit of news or tidbit of news that I could find since my last news video. I think it was about 11 days ago or so, and just kind of compact it here for you guys so that you're very much up to date. Hopefully you do enjoy this one. If you don't enjoy it, at least you'll be completely up to date with this one. So drop a like if you enjoy this one, subscribe for more Division content. Let's begin. Alright, so instead of my usual kind of news videos when something comes up, this feels more like a weekly or bi-weekly kind of news update. So there's a few things to go over. There's not a whole lot, I'll be honest with you guys, but there's a few things I want to go over. So let's start off with the Rav Bone gloves. Now, some of you guys probably have no idea what I'm on about with that. This is a pair of exotic gloves found within the PTS under the expertise system. Now, I did see plenty of videos talking about this secret exotic a week or so ago. I think it was a week or two ago. I almost made one of those videos myself, to be honest, but I did choose not to in the end. I'm not completely sure why. Now, this is an exotic not mentioned in any of the PTS patch notes. So naturally, when it was found, everyone speculated, everyone assumed this had been added to the PTS as a mistake, and this was a new pair of exotic gloves coming with Season 9 or later, but that it was kept secret. It was kept behind to give us something to be surprised about when the game does go live. Unfortunately, that isn't the case. Yannick today tweeted the following, saying, "Folks, in regards to the Rav Bone gloves that were found in the expertise menu on the PTS, this is not a new hidden exotic item. It's an old item that never made it into the game. We have several of those. We have no plans to bring it back, and it will be removed from the menu." So there we go. Now, I did expect this to be a mistake in the game rather than some hidden item, and that might be why I chose not to cover it. It will be the first time basically with a PTS that Massive have kind of hidden something away. And it's a bit of a shame, as whilst I think the PTS is very valuable, it's kind of a double-edged sword in that it ultimately removes any of the surprises that you would get if it wasn't there, like new gear, new weapons and other items when the update goes live. Something I feel the game has always suffered from, just because we've always got a PTS. This, I was hoping, would be that surprise, but it's not to be. So moving on, let's talk about loadouts and stash space. I feel like stash space in particular is some of that always kind of comes up, because one of those topics that always comes up when a new update comes out. As more and more items are added to the game, more and more space is required to house those items. So you go on the forums and there will always be a post from someone saying, can we get more stash space, of course. Now, I can't think of many looter shooter games that don't suffer from this issue, regardless of the size of that studio, Destiny being a prime example. Now, some of you will say this isn't an issue, and I am actually in that kind of camp. I don't believe that we actually need much more of a stash space. And personally, I don't think we need any more than what we currently have. I think it works fine. What it does is it forces me to be more selective with my gear. Otherwise, I would simply hoard everything. And before Season 9 came out, what I did do is I went through my stash and just got rid of stuff that was just in there for no reason, stuff that I've never used before. And I actually ended up getting my stash down to like 50 or 100 or something crazy like that. I got rid of a lot of stuff. When you've got 500 spaces or whatever the case may be, I think Destiny is 500, whatever it is, you tend to use it. But if it's not there, you don't tend to use it, in the sense that you don't really need it. It's just that you use it because it's there. And I think that's basically what the stash space has become. As expected, there isn't going to be an increase in the stash space or loadouts, as confirmed by Yannick recently on Twitter, who said, "Nope, no plans for that in TU15. We've reached the limit of how much storage an account can own. We'll need to find creative ways if we want to extend it further." Now, I don't know what those creative ways could be. If you've got any suggestions, please leave it down in the comments below. Yannick did go on further to say this is nothing to do with being paid or not. It's simply due to the size of an account save. So that does apply to stash space and to loadouts. Loadouts is one of those things that, yeah, I feel like we could always have more of those. Not me personally, because I personally only have a couple of loadouts that I kind of stick with, although with the new gear and stuff with Season 9 I'm hoping to expand on that, but I've never really used the full amount of loadouts that we have. I know a lot of other people do, and so for those people, maybe having more loadouts would be a good idea, but as I said, for stash space, it's not going to be increased. And I personally don't see it being much of an issue in the game. Let me know if you disagree with me in the comments below. Is stash space an issue for you? Have you gone in? Have you removed all the stuff that you never use and it's still a problem? Let me know down below. Moving on, and in case you missed it, Phase 3 of the PTS goes live this Friday. The time is unknown right now. This is the last phase of the PTS, which will include all of the things from Phase 1 and 2, countdown, expertise, all of the new gear, items, all that sort of stuff. There'll be some balancing changes in there, of course. And this is the last phase, as confirmed by Morten Ryberg in this tweet, where he put, just think about it, one more PTS, and we're on the home stretch to releasing a new season in The Division 2. Now, some people are saying that early June is going to be the release, and I think that's based on what Morten has previously said about June 6th being a placeholder. I personally think mid to late May will be the release date. With Phase 3 of the PTS ending right at the start of May, I'd be a little bit surprised if Massive took a further month to release the content. So if I had to bet, if I was a betting man, which I actually am, I'd hedge my bet on mid to late May. But it has been confirmed, I will say, a further intelligence annex is due to drop before the content comes out. So it could well be June. Alright everyone, getting to the end here, there's not much more. I did tweet at Yannick, I believe it was about 5 days ago on the 20th of April, asking if we should be expecting any NPC balancing or difficulty beyond Legendary, but I've yet to have a response. This was actually when I did the video regarding Legendary plus difficulty, something that I believe needs to be in the game. I decided just to reach out and see if we can get some, and not had anything yet. If I do, of course, I will let you guys know, as I think this could be, it will be very important to the hardcore audience who, with the new expertise system, will have no challenge in the game. I mean, they already don't have any challenge in the game, so to not have a difficulty that's beyond Legendary, the content's going to be very trivial for the hardcore audience, and I feel like we have to appease both the casual and the hardcore audience. Ultimately, the hardcore audience are always going to be there, and they're the ones you can always rely on, so I feel like you have to appease those people as much as possible. Having a difficulty above Legendary has to be a priority, I believe. So yeah, there's that. Daria General, the new community manager for the Division 2, has confirmed as well that Massive are looking into having more than one difficulty for the new Countdown game mode. I will be doing a proper review of this mode, probably for my next video. And this has to be something that Massive do. I will say that this has to be something that Massive do. Now, if this is going to take them a month to do between PTS Phase 3 ending and in a release, then I think that they need to take that month in order to have a higher difficulty. What I will say, guys, is just a brief little point that I'm going to make in my main video. I think the changes that were made in Phase 2 of the PTS need to be reverted back to what they were in PTS Phase 1. And that will be a pretty solid place for the casual audience. And then you need to have a greater difficulty beyond what is the difficulty of Phase 2 of the PTS. That's what I personally think. You guys might not agree with me. Anyone who's played the PTS might not agree with me on that. But I really think the devs need to do that. And I'll go into more detail on that, of course, in my review of the Countdown game mode. I did do like a 12-15 minute video, but that was me playing live. I wasn't able to put stuff on paper and really kind of talk to you guys about it, so I feel like I need to do that video. But that's it, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed this one. Not a lot really to go over that hasn't already been covered by my previous videos. What I will say is, the more and more I see Pally Hofstein and Morten Ryberg talk about their excitement for Season 9, the more I'm convinced the seasonal changes coming are significantly better than before. And my god, do I hope they are. I would assume the intelligence annex that we are due to get at some point, I presume in May, will go over those seasonal changes, and fingers crossed they are profound. I'm really hoping they make a big difference to how we play through the seasons. So yeah, let's see what happens with that. Thanks very much for watching until the end. Really appreciate you sticking it out with me and staying until the end of the video. Yeah, I really can't say that enough. Until the next one, Epic out.